Hello class, in this lecture we'll start with our new topic, that is automotive brake system. Brake system plays very important role to any moving vehicles. It may be a train, it may be aeroplanes, it may be a automobile also. So the thing which having mobility to stop that or to control that thing, brakes plays very important role. So similarly, in case of the automobile, there are various types of brakes are present. Okay, so before starting with the type, construction and working, we must know what is the principle behind brake is there, means due to which thing, due to or on which principle the braking system is working, what are the different factor affect on the braking efficiency, and what are the different material are used to stop or used to manufacture a brake lining. Okay, the lining are the thing which mounted on the that caliper. Okay, caliper or the brake shoe. So this is the brake shoe. Okay, and there is a material, you can say gray color material, we can easily notice. Okay, so that material engineering is very important, because that by using this material, that red color material, only we supposed to stop the vehicle. So engineering behind this material is also very important. Okay, similarly in case of the disc brake, the pad is there, the material of pad is very important. So that we will see what kind of material they are using to manufacture the lining material and lining material present on the shoe and the pad. Okay, so we'll start with the basic first. Okay, so the brake system is designed to slow down the vehicle and halt the vehicle, halt the motion of the vehicle. Means we are using a brake system to slow down the vehicle. For example, if your vehicle is having a speed of 60, and if you bring down that speed to 20 kilometer per hour, then you are applying the brake for the moment and you are releasing the brake. So till the speed of 60 is not reaches or uh, uh, not attain to 20 kilometer per hour, that up to that time you are supposed to applying the brake. So that is called as a slow down the vehicle. And halt the vehicle means if you want to make the vehicle's speed 60 to 0 directly, then in that case we are supposed to use a brake. So what happen exactly during the braking motion? So whenever you are applying the brake pedal, okay, that time the mechanism present over there in the road wheels, that mechanism absorb the kinetic energy of your road wheels or the rotor or the drum, and converting that kinetic energy into heat energy. Okay, so whatever the kinetic energy it have, that get converted into heat energy, and that heat energy get dissipated to not 100% the kinetic energy is converted to heat energy. Some amount of energy is converted into the sound energy also, because whenever you are applying the brake pedal, that time, that span of time, the sound also is created, noise also created. So some amount of get converted into the sound energy also, and the remaining are converted into the heat energy. And heat energy that heat energy is dissipated to environment. Okay, and due to that, okay, our braking action is take place. Means what happened exactly, whatever the kinetic energy the possessed by the road wheels or the rotor of the braking system are become zero. Till that point it get converted into heat energy. If you want to halt the vehicle, if you want to reduce the vehicle speed, then up to that much span of kinetic energy is get converted into heat energy. Okay, and whenever it reaches to 20 kilometer, for example, the example which you had taken previously, 60 किलोमीटर पर आवर का व्हीकल है, उसको 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे हमें लाना है. सो टिल दैट पॉइंट, जब तक वो 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे नहीं पहुंचता, up to that point we are supposed to applying a that brake pedal, and the kinetic energy of that much amount get converted into heat energy. अभी heat energy में क्यों convert होता है? Because there is a the to convert that kinetic energy into heat energy, we are taking the help of the friction. Now there are two type of friction is there. There is a friction between the lining material with the rotor or the drum, or and there is a friction between road wheels and the road. Okay, so there are two type of friction is there. One is the first friction is called as a kinetic friction, and second is called as a static friction. अभी ये kinetic friction and static friction है किधर? So this is the vehicle. Okay, so this vehicle is moving in this direction. In this direction it's supposed to move. At the front it having a disc brake, and at the rear it having the drum brake. So front में disc brake use किया, rear में drum brake हुआ use किया हमने. So whenever we are applying the brake pedal, that time a static friction is there in between road wheels and the road. So जो भी road wheels है and the road होता है, इनके बीच में static friction होता है, and the kinetic friction जो है वो होता है हमारे रोटर और डिस्क में, और यहाँ शू एंड ड्रम में. ओके, शू इज नथिंग बट द ब्रेक शू विच इज अप्लाइड अगेंस्ट द ड्रम. ओके, सो ड्रम एंड शू के बीच में हमारा क्या होगा, kinetic फ्रिक्शन रहेगा यहाँ डिस्क एंड पैड के बीच में, और स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन रहता है रोड व्हील्स एंड द रोड के बीच में. सो बेसिकली static friction, the value of static friction is remains same, but the value of kinetic friction changes, and it plays a very important role to stop the vehicle in case of the automobiles. Okay, because static friction is just it is fixed, it won't change. Okay, and that all the force which applying which acting on the road wheels in the opposite direction to the vehicle traveling, the vehicle is traveling. Okay, for example जो भी स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन है जिसके वजह से जो स्टैटिक फोर्स है that that resisting vehicle to move forward direction, that will acting in opposite direction to the travel of vehicle. Similarly यहाँ भी जो भी kinetic force रहेगा जो रोटर को रोटेट होने से रेजिस्ट करेगा, that will be acting opposite to the direction of rotation of road wheels. Similarly यहाँ भी जो ड्रम है, the kinetic force which is acting on the drum, that will be opposite to the rotation of the drum, and as the parameter which enhancing the braking effort, braking force जैसे बढ़ेगा, at that respect kinetic force also increases. Okay, so another thing you have to consider, whenever you are applying the brake, that time due to the moment, due to the inertia of the vehicle, the entire weight of the vehicle supposed to not entire, that mean to say the maximum amount of the weight of the vehicle get transferred to the front wheels. It get lifted from rear wheel and transferred to the front wheel. So whenever it transferred on the front wheel, it mean to that the efficiency, the braking force acting on the front wheel should be more, or it should be prior to rear wheel. So rear wheel जो भी होता है vehicle का, उसके ऊपर का जो भी weight है, that get lifted and get acted on your front wheel. So because of that, this arrow is showing this, it get lift and downward arrow is there. So whenever it get up, whenever brake get applied, that time front wheels need to be act first, or brake should be act first of all on the front wheels of the vehicles, because entire weight get shifted to the front wheels and their efficiency should be more. So maximum whenever you are designing the brake, that time you are designing the brake for the front wheels first, because front wheels brake system or brake pad or brake mechanism need to be heavy enough, because it handling the maximum amount of weight of the vehicle while braking action. Okay, so there are some factors which governing the braking. So this factor is very important while deciding the brake or while designing the braking system of the any vehicle. The first factor is the pressure. Now what is the pressure? It is a pressure of the pressure applied on the rotor or the pressure applied on the brake drum to stop the vehicle. Now जितना हमारा प्रेशर बढ़ेगा, हम अप्लाई कर रहे हैं फोर्स अपॉन, प्रेशर इज नथिंग बट द फोर्स अपॉन एरिया. सो जितना हमारा प्रेशर बढ़ने वाला है ऑन द ब्रेक और ऑन द रोटर और द ड्रम, उतना ही ज़्यादा हमारा क्या होने वाला है, यहाँ ब्रेकिंग efficiency बढ़ने वाला है. So the pressure applied by the braking system, that system may be a mechanical braking system or hydraulic braking system or the pneumatic braking system, but that force applied by that mechanical system or pneumatic system or the hydraulic system, okay, that pressure applied on the rotor or the applied on the drum should be a more which helps to enhance the braking efficiency. Now sometimes ऐसे भी होता है, that will be another thing कि whenever pressure braking efficiency बढ़ गया तो wheel lock भी हो सकता है, wheel locking problem will be there, that means your road wheels get locked and your vehicle start to skidding on the road surface. So that is nothing but the problem of uh, wheel lock. Okay, so to overcome that, the ABS is there. Okay, that is a new thing which come into the brake system. But if you want to stop the road wheels, okay, and consequently stop your vehicle, then the pressure need to be a more, or optimum pressure should be applied on the liner or the rotor of the wheel. Okay, after that, coefficient of friction. Now coefficient of friction is it's a parameter which enhance the frictional force which is acting opposite to the motion of the rotor, or opposite the motion of the wheel drum. Okay, so it is depend on the material which is to used to stop the vehicle. Means there is in the very starting I told you there is a liner material is very important, okay, which is present on the shoe of the brake and the pad of the brake. Okay, so that liner material का जो भी coefficient of friction होता है, that is very important, and it is properly designed, or the ranges in between 0.25 to 0.55. Okay, and it is again depend upon the class of the vehicle and overall weight of the vehicle and the power of the vehicle. Means power output जो भी कितने सीसी का इंजन एम्प्लॉय किया है that particular vehicle में, उसका आउटपुट टॉर्क क्या है. ओके, सो एट दैट रिस्पेक्ट द ब्रेकिंग टॉर्क कितना होना चाहिए, ऑन दैट बेसिस हमें कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन डिसाइड करना है कि जो ब्रेकिंग फोर्स उतना वो ऑफर करे. सो 0.25 to 0.55 that will be your coefficient of इनके बीच में हमारा coefficient of friction lie होता है. It is depend on the class of the vehicle. Okay, after frictional contact surfaces. Frictional contact surface means if we have a drum brake, then there is a liner. Okay, there is a liner. Okay, ये liner है. So ये liner का एरिया अगर इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट, ओके, इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट, सो ये जो कर्व पोर्शन इसको हमने स्ट्रेट कर दिया तो वी विल गेट वन रेक्टेंगुलर एरिया. ओके, सो if we increase that area, that much area, the area of liner is contacting with the drum, and here the area of the pad is contacting with the rotor. Okay, this is rotor or disc we can say. Okay, so how much area of liner are making contact with the drum and how much area of the pad are making contact with the disc, that affects the efficiency again. Okay, so the frictional contact surfaces is important. If the bigger the area, bigger the liner area, the bigger the pad area, that means the efficiency will be more. The rotor will stop early, the drum will stop early, so consequently road will stop and the vehicle stops. Okay, after the heat dissipation, the large amount of heat is produced during the braking action is take place. Okay, so to absorb that heat dissipated by the braking action, we have to do something. So because of that, the braking efficiency does not affect. So means whenever heat is releasing while braking action, that helps to, or that responsible to reduce the coefficient of friction, that helps to damage the mechanical part. Okay, and that helps to pull down the efficiency of braking action. So what is our duty to dissipate that heat produces during the braking action as early as possible. So if we dissipate, if we do such a the thing, or we use employ such a mechanism to remove that heat as early as possible, then braking efficiency is increased. For that purpose, we can make a ventilation, or proper ventilation to our disc brake assembly, or we can make a proper air circulation around the drum Okay, we can add fins. Now the fins is not a good option because nowhere the fins is used. Okay, except in case of the rotor. Okay, whenever wherever using the disc brake, in this case the fins is used. Okay, but in case of the drum brake, no such a thing is used. But in case of the drum, to absorb or to dissipate the heat early, they are increase the material. सो जो भी हमारा लाइनर होता है या जो भी हमारा लाइनर के शू होते हैं, ब्रेकिंग शू और या ड्रम होते, that is so much bulky. Okay, so because of that whenever we are increasing the material, ओके मास बढ़ा दिया उस ड्रम का, उस ब्रेकिंग लाइनर और शू का, सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मटेरियल एब्सॉर्ब द हीट एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट it remain as a remain at conditionable temperature. Okay, so because of that number of parts बढ़ा दिया, so that get absorb that dissipated heat. So in enhancing or by increasing the material, okay, in the braking system we supposed to reduce the heat, or we are easy we are increasing the heat dissipation. Okay, in case of the drum brake, so that is a thing which is there used in case of the what hit this in case of the drum brake. So these are the four parameters which governing the braking fact or braking efficiency. Okay, that is pressure, coefficient of friction, frictional contact surfaces, and the heat dissipation rate. Now next thing, what kind of brake lining friction material we are using. So brake lining are either riveted or bolted. So जो भी हमारा brake lining material होता है that get riveted. So ये जो shoe है, at the very starting I told you this is a shoe. Okay, over which that gray component is nothing but a brake lining material. So that brake lining material is riveted on the frame. So this is a frame. ये जो दिख रहा है shoe, okay, that is a frame on which we are holding or we are pasting our brake lining material, and that brake lining material to stay there we are riveting it with the frame. Similarly in case of the pad, it is riveted on the metal plate. that metal plate के ऊपर वो हमारा जो ब्रेकिंग लाइनिंग मटेरियल होता है पैड के ऊपर हमारा ब्रेक लाइनिंग मटेरियल रिवेटेड किया जाता है. ओके, सो that frame is made from metal, and even pad का जो होता है steel plate होता है, on that the material get the lining material we are pasted or the riveted. So there are basically three type of material we are used: fully metallic, semi metallic, and non asbestos lining material made of the synthetic substance. So fully metallic means the entire जो आपका पैड का मटेरियल है दैट इज और द लाइनर का मटेरियल है ब्रेक, दैट इज ऑफ मेटालिक ऑफ such material that is ductile material होता है. that ductile material will easy to जो भी हमारा ड्रम रहेगा that is properly finished. Okay, and over there should be of such a material we are preferring कि जो उस मटेरियल पे ड्रम के ऊपर या रोटर के ऊपर will not be slide. It should be a grab such a way that drum or rotor to stop or to convert that kinetic moment into your heat energy. Okay, so there are some properties they possess, that is higher fade resistance. Fading is nothing but due to the heat dissipation. The material का जो कोएफिशिएंट होता है, फ्रिक्शनल कोएफिशिएंट, वो उसका वैल्यू कम होने को स्टार्ट होता है. सो whenever the kinetic energy get converted to heat energy, that time due to the heat dissipation, due to the heat release rate, due to the heat treatment or not heat treatment, due to the increases heat of that substance, coefficient of friction get dull, or we can say that their frictional property get dull. So such a thing is nothing but the fading. So जो भी हमारा metallic lining अगर हम use कर रहे हैं, so that metallic lining हमारा क्या होता है, metallic liner होता है, that will give you a less fading property, means it having the highly fading resistance. So वो fade out नहीं होता, उसका braking efficiency fade out नहीं होता. That is another thing, require high pedal pressure, but it require the high pedal pressure from the driver side. So to enhance their pedal pressure, we can employ or we can assist the driver effort by some boosting force. For example, there is a hydraulic booster is there, there is a vacuum boosters are there. Okay, so by using such a booster we can assist the driver effort and we can enhance the enhance the braking pressure applied on the pedal or the applied on the rotor or the wheel drum. After that, tendency to wear out the drum or the rotor, so it's the metal to metal contact है, so rotor and the जो आपका drum है, it chance to be wear out early. Okay, so this is the disadvantage, but it having the higher fading resistance, that is one of the most important thing. Okay, after that, सेमी मेटेलिक मीन्स इन सच टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल जो भी हमारे आयन के थ्रेड्स होते हैं, आयन मेटल के थ्रेड्स, इट इज कंपोजिट विद द it's molded with the adhesive matrix. Adhesive matrix means there may be we can use asbestos, or we can use the leather, or we can use the mesh of the leather, we can use the mesh of the asbestos, or we can use the mesh of the carbon fiber with the metal मेशिंग. ओके, मेटल वायर का जो मेशिंग होता है उसको कार्बन फाइबर के मेशिंग के साथ अगर हम कंपोजिट करते हैं बाय एडहेसिव मटेरियल. ओके, सो वी आर गेटिंग द सेमी मेटेलिक lining material for which is in which we are using synthetic substance, as well as we are using a metallic substance. So because of that we are getting the what properties of fully metallic and the non asbestos. So दोनों का property हमें यहाँ मिल जाता है. So what are the property? Offer excellent federation, which is the property of the higher fully metallic का. Good friction character and hence moderate pedal pressure is required. जो यहाँ disadvantage है कि हमें higher pedal pressure लग रहा था, यहाँ हमें क्या लग रहा है, less pedal pressure apply करने less pressure we are offering from the driver side, or no need to employ a assisting force to the driver for the braking action after no excessive wear of the drum and rotor. So जो भी यहाँ wear हो रहा था वो अभी यहाँ नहीं हो रहा है. So what we are doing, we are just using some metallic as well as we are using a synthetic substance. So दोनों को combine करके semi metallic liner जो use हो रहा है nowadays, that is in which iron metal वायर का मेश को हम एस्बेस्टॉस मेशिंग या कार्बन फाइबर मेशिंग या लेदर मेशिंग के साथ एडहेसिव मटेरियल से होल्ड करके अगर हम मटेरियल बना रहे हैं, सो दैट विल बी अ सेमी मेटालिक गिविंग अ गुड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक व्हिच इज कैरेक्टर ऑफ फुल्ली मेटालिक एज वेल एज नॉन एस्बेस्टॉस. इन केस ऑफ नॉन एस्बेस्टॉस लाइनिंग मटेरियल मेड ऑफ सिंथेटिक सब्सटेंस, प्योरली एडहेसिव मटेरियल का यूज करके number of number of carbon fiber mesh or the leather mesh or the another non asbestos substance के मेशिंग को या क्लॉथ को टुगेदर होल्ड करके अगर मटेरियल बना रहे हैं, so that material is called as a non asbestos lining material. Okay, and what are their characters? Long life, friction characteristic, drum and rotor wear and heat dissipation. So long life मिलेगा, फ्रिक्शन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक मतलब एंटी फेडिंग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है वो ज़्यादा रहेगा उसका, ड्रम एंड रोटर का वेयर नहीं होगा और हीट डिसिपेशन रेट इंक्रीज होगा. सो दैट इज अ थिंग इवन वी आर यूजिंग द नॉन एस्बेस्टॉस सिंथेटिक सब्सटेंस. So these are the things which, and in case of the non asbestos, the material which is used to manufacture the such lining is completely secret, and it is because it is a manufacturer specific. No any manufacturer disclose their material they are using to manufacture the lining, and it is experimental based और R&D based की कौन सा मटेरियल किस वे से किस फैशन में और किस मशीन किस स्ट्रक्चर का यूज करके अगर हम यूज कर रहे हैं, सो इन दैट वे वी आर गेटिंग अ following properties. Okay, and it is completely secret, no one are disclosing their material क्या use करें. So basic ingredient to manufacture such lining is leather, after that asbestos, metal mesh. Okay, they are using to manufacture the lining material. I hope you understood the thing which I have covered in this lecture, that is प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द ब्रेकिंग एक्शन, कैसे ब्रेकिंग एक्शन किसके वजह से हो रहा है, आफ्टर द फैक्टर गवर्निंग द ब्रेकिंग एक्शन एंड द मटेरियल यूज्ड टू मैन्युफैक्चर द लाइनिंग और देयर प्रॉपर्टीज. थैंक यू.